Hi everyone, I just wanted to make a quick video and let you know that we're going to be starting homework next week on Monday. And I just wanted to let you know how we do it in my class because it's a lot different from kindergarten. If you look on the back here, this is just a little reference sheet for them. It'll have their names. In math, it'll talk a lot about left and right, so this will be there to help them. And then if they ever need any of this other information for math or for writing or anything, then it'll be here for them. Excuse me, I apologize. I have a cold. So as when you open it up, it'll say left at home, right back at school. Anything that's over here, you can keep at home. Anything over here, leave in here so I can check it at school. So if you look, this will always be in homework every week, no matter what. And it'll have up here the date, so you know that it's the correct week. And then it'll show you everything that I expect done for homework that day. This year will be a little bit different. I used to just say 15 minutes of reading, but I'm going to be a little bit more specific, and I'll tell you about that in a few minutes. But you'll see everything that they have to do for that day. If they're ever missing a sheet, just let me know and I'll either give it to them or they can just make it up by doing the next day's homework. It'll be fine. So for reading, here sometimes I will still say like 15 minutes of reading or 20 minutes of reading. Sometimes I might actually provide a little story already in there, and it won't be this big, but it'll be a book like this, and then I'll say read a fun day one time. So then they have to go through the story and read it to themselves one time. And then the next day I might say read a fun day 2 times, and they'll have to read the story 2 times. And then in all these books I send, there's always a paired read with it, and I'll say to read that book or story or poem or whatever it is 1 time or 2 times as well. Sometimes they don't have stories for homework, so on those weeks it'll just say 15 minutes of reading or whatever it is I decide. Earlier in the year I start with 15, later in the year I do 20, so it'll just depend when it is. Language arts, sometimes I'll send a language arts home. Sometimes I'll just leave it more as the reading of the books. It just depends. But if you do have a language arts, it'll say page 81, and it'll look something like this or something like this. You'll just do that page, and then that's it. They're usually only like 4 or 5 questions. Math, it'll tell you which math page to do, and then sometimes I'll even say specific numbers. So if I only want 1 through 5, you don't have to worry about the rest. If you want them to do the rest, you can. If the kids want to do all of it, they can, but if I specify like certain numbers, that's all I'm expecting. So don't worry about doing the rest of it. I'm sorry. Something I'm adding to this year is going to be this fluency sheet that is also in the folders. Oh, it's behind here, sorry. So this will always be in every single one as well. So this is everything we're learning that week. So what you'll do is you'll sit down with the kids and they have to read every word to you. So I like, does, school, do. Read all the words. Hold on.
Lily Armijo, please come to the office. Thank you.
Down here are the spelling patterns that we've learned, so they'll just read the words to you. Nap, back, man. If they can't read the whole word, they can sound it out and read to you. So jam. The goal is to try to just read the whole word without sounding out, but if they have to sound out, that's fine. Right here, they're just little phrases, little short sayings, and the goal is just to read it without sounding out. Had a dog, pack a bag, and they read all of those. And then down here are some sentences that they want to read. The cat saw the dog. and read all the sentences. And then back here is where it gets a little confusing. So you want to set a timer for 1 minute and then start that timer and have them read. So they're going to read the story, Sam and Pat See a Hat. And they're going to keep reading. And when the timer goes off, you mark where they got to. So then you're going to count, let's say we ended here at a minute. So then you're going to count the words that they've read. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You're going to come down here and write 17 and sign it. And then on Tuesday, you're going to do it again and time for a minute. And on Tuesday, you want to try to get past the word Pat. You want to get a little bit farther. Then write the number of words after a minute and sign it. Wednesday, you're going to do it again, and you want to get a little bit farther. We want to try to get through the whole thing in 1 minute. Now, some kids are going to be able to read this in a minute just fine. If a minute is too easy, you can cut the time down to 50 seconds or 45 seconds or 40 seconds or whatever would be a challenge for them. So it'll just depend on the kid. So make sure you sign every day. And over here on the planning sheet, make sure you sign every day as well. So they can earn 3 points for their homework. They get a point for bringing their homework. They get a point for having this page signed. And then they will get another point for having this page signed. So they could get 3 points for their homework every day. And they get paid Eagle Bills for all their points. So getting as many points as they can is a pretty big deal. I don't take away points if they're missing homework. And I don't take away points if it's not signed. They just don't get those points. So they're not being punished for it in any way. Let's see. Over here, you'll see on Language Arts that it'll be a little story and a page to do. So those stories will look like this. And I haven't copied them yet, so they're not copied right. But you'll have to fold it yourself. And then you'll read through the story. And then they will have a page where they answer questions about the story. And this will just help them reinforce what we've already learned in class. So you'll just go through it. If they need help reading it, these should be things that they're able to do on their own. But if they need help, you might have to read them the question. Also, another thing about my homework is I individualize it. So some kids will have a more challenging homework and some kids will have an easier homework. If you ever notice that the homework is too easy, just let me know and I can make it a little bit more challenging. If you notice that it's too hard for your kid, let me know and I can make it a little bit easier. So all the homework, whether you have a challenging one or an easy one, will be all the same information. So everyone's doing the exact same work, just at a different level. These come back every day. So I will check these every day and give points. So I will start sending it home on Monday. Bring it back on Tuesday. The kids will put it here in the class. I'll show them where to put their homework folders. I'll send it back home on Tuesday. Send it back here on Wednesday. I'll send it home on Wednesday night. Send it back on Thursday. I don't send homework home Thursday nights because... I do send them home Thursday nights. I'm sorry. Sick. Apologies. I don't send them home on Fridays because then they'll get lost over the weekend and whatever. If you ever wanted homework to do on the weekend, I could show you or give you information on doing Lexia and ST Math, which I will give you that information at a later date. But if you wanted it before then, just let me know. If I ever have a substitute, like I did yesterday, I might have them still give homework or I might not. It depends who the substitute is. If I'm not going to send home homework, I will always post an update on Class Dojo letting you know that, hey, there's not going to be homework tonight. If I ever make a mistake or we don't finish a math lesson, Like these correlate to the math lesson that we learned that day. If we ever don't finish the lesson and we're not going to do this homework, then I'll just let you know, hey, we're not going to do page 43 tonight, so there will be no math homework. Or, hey, don't do language arts today because I lost the papers. That happens frequently. So I think that's it. If there's any questions at all at any time, just let me know. You can send me a message on Class Dojo. You could come in and ask me. You could call, email, whatever. Just let me know if you have any questions or if there's any confusion. I think I told you everything. So yeah, that's it. And this will start going home on Monday. So look for that, and I hope everyone will be having it signed so they can all get lots of points. Okay, thanks. Bye.